Because I don't want to embarrass you or anything here, you see, because there's a big crowd here and whatever. But just what? Why?
Why should I be embarrassed?
Because you're standing here thinking about becoming a Jehovah's Witness when you're a Muslim.
Well, I meet them 3 times a week.
Yes, I know.
And they can offer me 6 hours a week. And
that's what I'm saying. You just want a bit of love in your life. You just want a bit of love in your life.
No.
Hence why I asked you, what did the Jehovah's Witnesses teach you in all of your coffee mornings? Just name one thing that they taught you. Just one thing. Yeah, and I've told you, look at the foundations of Jehovah's Witness. Look at the Watchtower Foundation. Look at its history. Look at its claims. Look at its controversies. Look at the ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. No, it is. You didn't have to say it. You implied it.
No, I didn't imply it. You misunderstood it.
Oh, what did you say again?
I said that isn't the stoning something that was addressed by Muhammad in the Quran?
Muhammad didn't address anything in the Quran.
It's not big enough dead count.
Well, there's lots of hadiths about
Hadith is not the Quran.
It was a practice.
Hadith is not the Quran.
It was an Arab practice, which is a
Sister, I can't do this. You're all over the place. Yeah, you need to understand why you're a Muslim in the first place. Not just because you were born a Muslim. What do Muslims believe and why is it the truth? You need to question Muhammad, is he a messenger of God or not? Why are you obsessed with stoning?
I'm not. You mentioned it.
No, but the principle I was making. I can give you another verse of the Bible, not about stoning, about something else, which has been added later, which I did do, about 3 bear witness in heaven, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and these 3 are one. In John 1:5-7. I can bring you the long ending of Mark, where the women flee and speak to no one, and all of a sudden tell everyone what happened. These are all fabrications. All you need to do is watch EFDawah videos. Have you seen our channel?
No.
Right. Just watch our videos. Watch the way we deal with Christians. Yeah, we've got a YouTube channel, yeah? Just watch it.
What's your name?
No, that's our channel. So, no, it doesn't matter. Just watch the channel. You'll see all the videos with Christians. Just watch them. Because I don't want to embarrass you or anything here, you see, because there's a big crowd here and whatever. But just watch. Why?
Why should I be embarrassed?
Because you're standing here thinking about becoming a Jehovah's Witness when you're a Muslim.
And should it be embarrassing?
I would be.
Why should it be embarrassing?
Okay, because first of all, I wouldn't even know what I'm leaving, first of all, so why am I leaving Islam? Can't explain that. And second thing, why do you want to be a Jehovah's Witness? Because people buy you a cup of tea. That's weak.
They're cleaning his house.
It doesn't have anything to being weak. I'm just learning from it.
No, but your whole principle is flawed. We need to learn about other things. Okay, fine. We learn why they're not true. Yeah? I'll say to you again, you like how devoted Jehovah's Witnesses are to what they do, then according to your principle, you become a Buddhist. You become a Hindu when you see them banging the bell, worshipping their statues. You become a Hindu because they're so devoted, if that's your standard of truth. Truth is not defined by how devoted someone is to that cause.
I can see you're quite passionate about your belief.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean to say that anyone should feel pressured to follow any religion, and it doesn't say that in the Quran.
No. Do what you like. Do as you like. Look, your brother here brought you here, said you think you become a Jehovah's Witness. I diagnose exactly why you're becoming a Jehovah's Witness, because you like their social construct, you like the coffee mornings and whatever, you want a bit of friends and feel loved. I get that. But if you applied Islam properly,
I just feel
you feel liked, loved, and wanted. You do.
That comes with the education, but I feel they have deeper devotion and commitment to.
Do you think they're more devoted than me?
Well, I meet them 3 times a week.
Yes, I know.
And they can offer me 6 hours a week. And
that's what I'm saying. You just want a bit of love in your life. You just want a bit of love in your life.
No, education.
You do.
Education.
Education about what?
Sorry?
Education about what?
Just understand.
Okay, name one thing a Jehovah's Witness taught you. All right, name one thing a Jehovah's Witness taught you in all your coffee meetings. Name one thing.
Well, the resurrection.
All right. Why do you believe the resurrection?
Yes, and about the deeper meaning of faith.
What does faith mean? What's the deeper meaning of faith?
Well, what does faith mean?
Belief. Believing something to be true without proof.
But faith is much more deeper than that.
What is it then?
It's about decisions that you make in your life.
Yes. That would be based on the believing something is true without proof. Yes.
So, do you understand faith?
Do I understand faith?
Yes.
Do I understand accepting something to be true without proof? Yes.
I'm not saying whether you believe there's an existence. Everybody believes there's an existence.
They don't.
So everybody has faith.
They don't.
Everybody believes there's something.
They don't.
Existence. So everybody can have faith.
They don't.
But
Everybody doesn't believe that. So what's this one thing?
when you're talking
All right,
about your
they're talking about resurrection, yes? Let's stick on that point.
No, but when you're talking about faith, even Jesus when he was tested, and even Muhammad when he was tested, and when Abraham when he was tested, those scripts are there to help you understand, because when Abraham was tested, it wasn't obvious, was it? It wasn't obvious who was.
No, but what did they? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand.
How did he know?
Know what?
How did he know what decisions to make?
Because he believed God was telling him to do it.
It didn't obviously look quite. It didn't look obvious and apparent. It looked like a nice.
What about?
The Ishmael when he's in Mina when he threw the 3 stones at Mina.
Ishmael.
Abraham's son.
Yeah.
So when his son was tempted.
What's this got to do with anything? I'm talking about your teachings of Jehovah's Witnesses. Why are you talking about Islam? I asked you to give me one teaching of Jehovah's Witnesses that they taught you. You're talking about Islam.
But that's part of it.
What, Jehovah's Witnesses are teaching you about Islam?
No, I'm saying about faith.
No, but I asked you a simple question.
I'm giving you an example.
I asked you for one teaching.
Because you're not understanding.
I asked you one teaching. Do you know what? Do you know too much faith becomes superstition? Do you know belief, when it's countered by overwhelming evidence against it, becomes delusion? You understand that, don't you? Do you know all beliefs are not true?
Sorry?
You know all beliefs are not true no matter how much you believe them to be true? You know that, don't you?
All
beliefs are not true no matter how convinced you are that they're true. You know that, don't you?
Well, there's a lot of fabrication.
Right. So you know, just because someone is convinced and convicted by a belief doesn't make that belief true. You accept that principle.
Yes.
Right. So just because someone's convinced by a belief doesn't make it true.
No.
Right. What does?
The Mansur was this close to coming, but he said, "These guys are handling it."
Having faith in.
No, you've gone back to belief now. It's not about faith now. You believing something to be true is the acceptance of something to be the truth without necessarily having the proof to support it, right? And then you have reasons that support that reason, your belief. Do you understand that? So I'll give you an example. Easy example I use all the time. I believe my father is my father. Yeah? I didn't need a DNA test for that. I believe my mannerisms, family testimony, and all of these things, and my mum didn't mess around, and all of these things to come to the conclusion, my belief is my father's my father. Yeah? Now, you might bring me evidence that my mum cheated on my dad, or evidence that there was a switch at birth in the hospital. Then I'd have to question my belief. If I just ignored them evidences, my belief now becomes delusion, because I'm believing something against evidence against it. Okay? Do you understand?
So how do you decide?
Allahu Akbar. So you need to question why you believe what you believe. Hence why I asked you, what did the Jehovah's Witnesses teach you in all of your coffee mornings? Just name one thing that they taught you. Just one thing. And I'm going to analyze that. Well, one thing. You said resurrection? Go with that. Whatever you want to go with.
Yes, it was resurrection.
Resurrection. Why do you believe what they say about the resurrection?
Because it was an indication that people, if your faith was weak, even the followers, even if their faith was weak, they saw something and they witnessed something.
How do you know they saw something and witnessed something?
Well, how do you know God is real?
That's got nothing to do with what I just asked you. You're making claims here. A resurrection occurred. I'm asking you, you say because the Bible...
It did, because even in the Quran it says it did. It just appeared to. It didn't...
The reason that... Listen. What's your name? What's your name?
It doesn't matter what name my name is.
What?
It doesn't matter what my...
Okay.
It doesn't matter what
What I'm saying to you is this. The Jehovah's Witnesses didn't teach you about the resurrection by using the Quran Quran to support
No,
them.
talks about faith.
No, right. They didn't use the Quran, did they?
No.
Right. So why are you using the Quran to support it?
Because you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm trying to understand what they taught you.
Yes, they taught me about faith.
No, they taught you about resurrection. I want to understand why you believe what they said.
Resurrection teaches you what faith
No, but why do you believe what they said?
because it's a way of understanding faith.
I don't need resurrection to understand faith.
Well, why did the resurrection happen?
It didn't happen.
It's in the Quran.
I don't believe it happened. And why are you using the Quran? I'm asking you what the Jehovah's Witnesses taught you.
Muhammad ascended. Jesus ascended back to heaven.
That's not resurrection.
He did come back. He was
Resurrection means
He was
resurrection.
resurrected on the cross, but he did come back.
No, resurrection means you die and then you come back from the dead.
Well, why does he need to do that?
But that's resurrection.
Well, why does he need to go to heaven and come back?
No, but that's resurrection. You can't be resurrected unless you die. Do you understand that basic principle?
I don't think we understand one another.
You don't understand the point that if you can't resurrect someone from the dead unless they've died. You don't understand that.
Well, resurrection is in the Bible and it's in the Quran as well.
Okay, I'll say it again to you. Can you be resurrected from the dead if you haven't died?
No.
No. Does the Quran say Jesus died?
No.
Right. So therefore the Quran doesn't speak of resurrection.
No.
Thank you. So leave the Quran out of this. Let's stick to what the Jehovah's Witnesses taught you and why you believe what they say. They taught you to have faith. So basically they said, just believe. It's beautiful. Come on, have coffee. That's what they said to you. Unless they've taught you about resurrection and why it's true. Now, I accept a resurrection would prove to the disciples of Jesus that Jesus is something special. I get that. But if you read your Bible, the disciples didn't even believe he resurrected. They weren't even expecting a resurrection. If you look at the reaction of the disciples when the women came and told them, what are they talking about? If they believed Jesus was going to resurrect from the dead, they'd be sat outside his tomb waiting for him to resurrect. But they weren't. And they told the women to go away, you're mad women. So even your Bible is against you when it comes to resurrection. And then what's so important about this resurrection? Lazarus resurrected from the dead. What's your point?
Well, both the incidents are in the Quran.
I'm sorry?
Both incidents are described in the Quran and in the Bible.
What?
Both the circumstances are described in the Quran and the Bible.
Nowhere in the Quran does it say Jesus resurrected from the dead.
Well, the Quran actually says, I can give you. Look, there it says, Judas was resurrected, that looked like Jesus.
It doesn't say that.
Well, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I just read it before the gospel. Apparently, he looked like.
It says ولكن شبه له.
His face was changed.
Doesn't say that.
It says the Arabic
It doesn't say that.
ولكن لا شبه له.
It just said it appeared so to them. Now, we don't know how it appeared so to them.
Nobody was chasing after Jesus.
Don't worry. No, I'll make it easy for you again. You said the Jehovah's Witnesses taught you about resurrection.
So
How did they justify it?
Doesn't get crucified, or a speaker.
No, how did they justify it to you?
A speaker is not hounded. Is that what you're saying?
What are you on about?
Speakers are not hounded.
Speakers are not hounded. What does that mean?
Speakers are not persecuted.
What does that mean?
It means that when you speak and you speak about God, you're not persecuted.
What does that mean? How does that mean Jesus resurrected from the dead? I don't get it. And what's the importance of Jesus resurrected from the dead, even if he did? What's the point in that?
There is a point.
What's the point?
Because many speakers die in that same way.
All right, but Lazarus resurrected from the dead. So what's so special about Jesus resurrected if he did?
There's been many martyrs, hasn't there?
Huh?
There are many martyrs.
Resurrected from the dead?
No, they haven't resurrected.
Right. But Lazarus resurrected from the
There are
dead.
many martyrs.
No, but Lazarus resurrected from the dead. So why are you so obsessed with Jesus resurrected from the dead when Lazarus didn't resurrect from the when Lazarus resurrected from the dead? Why are you so obsessed with Jesus resurrected when there's already been a resurrection? Why are you not all worshipping Lazarus? Why are you worshipping Jesus? He's already done the trick. He's already come back from the dead, Lazarus.
I think we need to bring it back.
I think what you need to do is bring your Jehovah's Witness friends here.
This is a new one for that.
I'll tell you a funny story. There was this guy, an English lad, big lad, right? And basically, I used to speak to him about Islam. And he said to me, look, you make so much sense when you talk about Islam. But I've got a Christian friend that when I leave you and he speaks about Christianity, he makes so much sense. Right? I said, bring him here. So he brought his friend here, yeah? Jehovah's Witness. Absolutely ended him. Completely. My friend turned to me, took a shahada. Because he realised when you're in the company of them and they're telling you this and they're telling you that, yeah, and I've been giving you coffee, right? You love it. But the reality is, you put them in the light of day and they melt. When you question their beliefs, they melt. I've told you. Go to ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. There's YouTube videos about them. Speak to them. Tell us about Jehovah's Witnesses, and they'll tell you exactly the cult it is and what happens to you when you don't do what they say. Yeah, they're preying on you because you're weak. Now you practice Islam. Yeah, you'll see the beauty of Islam. You'll get the sisters attracted to you. Why are sisters going to be attracted to you if you're not on the deen? I don't allow my missus to associate with women who are not practicing Islam. Because this happens.
How will you preach Islam if you don't speak to people?
What are you on about?
Well, if you don't have any Christian friends, how will you teach Islam? How will you preach?
Who, my wife?
Well, how is she going to?
Look what's happened to you. You've been seduced by a cup of cakes and a cup of tea.
Nobody's talking to me anymore.
No, but you fell in love with the social interaction. You've been seduced.
Well, that's a good reason to
Reject God and reject Muhammad.
So because
It's a good reason because they give you cake and a cup of tea.
no, it's a good reason to do so because if the community are not communicating with non-Muslims.
No.
There's not going to be any Muslims.
But you've got to be strong in what you believe before you can communicate with non-Muslims, because they'll put doubts in your mind.
That they'll put doubt in your mind?
Yes.
So your faith is so weak that you have doubt?
Yours is. You're becoming a Jehovah's Witness. I could never become a Jehovah's Witness. I could fall for that claptrap. But I'm your gatto. Still going to convince me.
Well, it doesn't make me weak.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
If you're leaving Islam so you can have some friends and a cup of tea, yeah?
No, that's not the reason.
But it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
They show you a bit of attention.
I've got tons of friends. I don't need that sort of attention.
I'll be
I
practicing.
like the way they preach.
You like the way they preach.
And there's many things.
So why don't you, as
Are
a...
you saying?
Go on.
Are you saying the Bible should be banned?
What?
Should it be banned?
Why did I say that?
You might as well throw it in the sea or somewhere.
Why did I say that?
Let's throw it in the sea. Let's throw
Why
the
did you...
Bible in the sea.
Why
Because there's no relevance to Islam or any
okay.
any teaching.
Oh, okay. Do you know what the New Testament is? Do you know what the New Testament is?
Yes.
What?
Well, before the coming of Jesus and the coming of Jesus.
No. The New Testament is the equivalent of our hadith. Yeah? It's about the life and times of Jesus. What he said, where he went, what actions he took. Yeah? All right. Now we have hadith, and we have weak hadith, and we have fabricated hadith. We can measure them. Do you understand? Now, how do you know within the New Testament what's true and what's not? What's fabricated, what's weak, what's strong? How do you know Jesus said the particular words that you claim he did? How do you know this action occurred that it claims it did? How would you know? Why are you believing it at face value? Why are you having blind faith, which you're having? See, the Jehovah's Witnesses have taught you faith, blind faith. Don't question it. It's lovely.
You got to say to me.
Do you know?
So don't question.
Yeah, don't question it. Just accept it. Listen, I told you straight, I hunt them. I told them, I hunt you, Jehovah's Witnesses. You hunt the weak and the vulnerable. For some reason, they think you're weak and vulnerable.
It's very lonely.
I know. Knock on your door, come have a cup of tea. I know why. You can hide it if you like, but I know why. I can see it.
They offer preaching, deep analytics.
They offer you a cup of tea and company.
They offer deep analytics.
They offer you a social interaction.
I have a big family. I don't need a cup of tea.
Do you get on with your family?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, what do they think about your conversion to Jehovah's Witness?
Sorry?
What do they think about your...
I have a happy community.
No, what did your family say about it?
What do my family say?
About you thinking of becoming a Jehovah's Witness?
They don't have an issue about it.
Your family don't have an issue?
No, they don't.
They're happy for you?
Why should they?
Well, they believe if they're Muslims that you're throwing yourself in hellfire.
that's not.
Why would they be happy about that? They believe as leaving Islam, you're throwing guidance down the drain.
Well, you're entitled to learn before you die.
And then what?
Well, you're entitled to learn.
All right, who's saying you're not?
Sorry?
Who's saying you're not? Why don't you learn about Islam? Why are you learning about other religions? I don't understand. See, if you could stand here, have a coherent conversation, and tell me why Islam is false, why Muhammad ﷺ is a liar, why the Quran is a fabrication and a made-up man's book, you'd have a strong case. But you can't do that because you don't even know, because you don't even looked at it. You just go into the religion, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Standard. You want to go to all-you-can-eat buffet. You don't want to pay for your meal. That's standard. Actually, that's if you become a born-again Christian. Sorry, you actually are going to have to work for your meal, because you know what? You're going to give them a timesheet and you're going to be knocking on doors.
I invite people to parties. I don't eat their meals.
You'll be knocking on doors.
I invite people to.
When you become a Jehovah's Witness, you'll be knocking on doors, filling out your timesheets. You know why? Because your class is other sheep. You're not part of the elect. You're the other sheep. Yeah? And I've told you, look at the foundations of Jehovah's Witness. Look at the Watchtower Foundation. Look at its history. Look at its claims. Look at its controversies. Look at the ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. And you'll realise, just because there's nice cakes and tea there, yeah, you've just been enticed. You've been sucked in. And then when you're in there, they'll cut you off from your family.
If they genuinely, let's invite them next week to come here, Baba. Or the head of them. Yeah, let them come here.
Bring them here.
They believe.
Bring them here. We'll just put them against a Hatum. We'll put them against a Christian. We'll watch that. We'll watch that slow show.
Next week.
I'm not here next week. I'm not here now for 4 or 5 weeks. But watch the videos and comment and message. We have a Facebook page, EFDawah. Please feel free to message us.
No, sorry, quite seriously, my mum, long story, we say her boyfriend, right? His daughter, his ex-wife and all the children, Jehovah's Witness, and his daughter, they left contact because if you're not a Jehovah's Witness, and he never was, he just didn't join, and they made her leave him, everything.
Cut you off.
Now, so he hasn't spoken to his ex-wife or his children. I don't want to lie, so I'm not, but years, say 20 years. Right? Now, his daughter just got cancer, she died. Right? When he went to visit her, he was only allowed in the room with other Jehovah's Witnesses. They tried to not let him in, and her brother, who is not a Jehovah's Witness, but was a Jehovah's Witness, so he was stronger, he left. They refused to let him even see her. Right? But the dad, like I say, he never turned to being a Jehovah's Witness, he just didn't join. So he could see her, but only under supervision. Now, I don't want to defend.
No.
I don't want to defend, but this is.
I'm trying to work out what you actually are today.
I won't speak to you soon, but honestly, that is.
So here's the thing, you see. So if you've got a strong connection with your family, they're about to cut you off. But just read the testimonies of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who got out.
Some verses maybe she can go.
Google is your friend.
Yeah?
Google is your friend.
From the Bible, contradiction of Jehovah.
Trust me, watch our videos. It's all there. All right. Thank you for bringing it. Thank you for coming to see us.
Your name?
Hamza.
Hamza.
Or Darren.
Seriously, look into it.
Did you film that? Oh, what can I wrap? No, should I wrap that up? Really? Okay, that was a Muslim girl, and she's thinking of becoming Jehovah's Witness. Now, I diagnosed it straight away. Cup of tea and a slice of cake, standard. Yeah, you could see she's a victim in society, maybe neglected by her social surroundings, and she's found a bit of love. But this is a deception. They'll suck you in with the tea and cakes, and then you'll be knocking on the doors. Then you'll be sitting outside the train stations. Then they're going to cut you off from all your family, because Jehovah's Witnesses are a cult. So I asked her a simple question: all these coffee mornings and all this business, what did they teach you? The resurrection. I asked her about that. I couldn't even explain that. So, as I said in the conversation, Jehovah's Witnesses hunt the weak and the vulnerable. They look for someone who's having a problem in their life, maybe you have an illness, maybe you have depression, and they prey on that weakness. Now, I hunt these guys. I'm happy to knock on my door. Just the way I stop Mormons as they're going past and everyone's ignoring them. You've got to question these people and what they're saying to you. And the best way to do it is what? See what the people who've left Jehovah's Witness, what they say about the organisation, and you'll realise that it's nothing more than a cult. Assalamu alaikum.